got a chance, take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it, 'cause a dream won't chase you back. If you're gonna love somebody, hold on as long and as strong and as close as you can, till you can.
So these are our new friends, Steve and Gail, who have been lovely to meet in Roscoff, and they've invited us on their boat for a drink. And one of the things that Gail and I were talking about was doing knots. So I have struggled for 10 years to do a bowling. I won't lie, it's like the sailor's most famous yacht, not as opposed to yacht.
Not.
I haven't, honestly, we've had, 7 of these, so that maybe this is why. But anyway, a bowling is supposed to be the knot that every sailor should be able to do, and I can't do one. Stuart has to run me through it every time, and he's like, tie a bloody bowling in it, and that, like, the boat's floating away, and I'm like, no, I can't do it. So Gail has taught me a different way, and I would just like to show you. And partly the reason why I'm doing this is so I've got it on record, so when I forget, I can then refer back to the video. So what I'm going to do is talk you through it while Gail films me. So I've got my rope here, and you use your 2 fingers, like fuck off, type of 2 sets of fingers. So loose end, worky end, like long end. So you go over there, and you have to pinch him underneath. This fella comes onto your finger, the long end, and you flick it up through the middle, so you've got your fingers either side of the short end. Flick him up like that, send him round the back and back down the middle. Pull all 3 ends. Hang on, nearly. There we go. Yay! Like that. And there you have the bowling that will tow a tractor.
Done, Helen.
Well done.
So 10 years I've not been able to master this. And Gail has taught me in about, it took us, Gail, about 10, 15 minutes?
7 glasses of wine.
Yeah, and 7, obviously, glasses of wine.
Yeah.
But now I have got a bowling sorted.
Well
Thank
done.
you very much, Gail. I will think of you every time I do bowling.
Excellent.
So what I'd realised I had done on our channel crossing video is not tell anybody, which is classic Helen, not tell anyone what we're actually doing. So the plan is, and I'm just using this large scale map here, the plan is we've already done this bit here, sailing across from Foy to Roscoff, and then the plan is to sail round Brittany, round here, under the south coast of Brittany, get to La Rochelle, go across the Bay of Biscay over here on like a straight liner to Gijón, and then sail west round Spain over this section, down Portugal, back round into the Med, all up through Spain, and then back into the south of France here, and tour along the south of France. Good morning. What a difference a day makes. We're sitting here, not wet weather gear in sight. We've just got our thermal tops on, a couple of pairs of trousers each. That means like trousers and something underneath, not 2 pairs of trousers. And it is glorious sunshine, flat sea, no waves, nice wind. And we're heading from Roscoff to Labarak. See, I got that in a wanna. I'd revised it. So I just wanted to show you the lovely surroundings. We're just sitting having coffee on deck. I can actually go down below and make coffee and not be thrown around. So that's a huge bonus again. But I just wanted to show you the lovely sea because it is just really nice out there. Nice and flat. Look at that horizon. No white water. Bit of ripple, bit of swell. Can't say fairer than that, really. Just filming these Hawaiian type waves off the back of the boat here. We're just approaching Labarak, and what should have been a 3-hour journey took us 9 hours. Stupid wind in the wrong direction again, not as forecast, but we've got these incredible waves off the side of us and quite a complex rocky entrance. There's a ton of rocks over here. It's all beautifully marked with the buoys and cardinals, but it's still a complex one and what I'd call a butt clenching approach. Not too bad, got in nicely on the outside of a breakwater. Grey, bit windy. But other than that, alright, long day for something that really shouldn't have been. But there we go. That's beautiful. It's good that the dolphins disappeared. Very excited because Stuart is about to shuck oysters, and I am not kidding you, I have carried oyster plates round. I wanted some oyster plates and I found them years ago near St Malo when we went on holiday, and I wanted to be able to eat oysters on board, like go to the market, buy them. Anyway, I've carried the plates round all over the last boat, never had an oyster. And I've carried them across the channel on this boat, and we found oysters today, and I said, right, we're going to have some. So poor Stuart is now trying to get the oysters sorted out. I had a knife, I have the forks, I've got everything ready. We just never had the oysters. So Stuart's now Googling it because a piece of shell's gone pinging across the cabin. So I'll just show you the plate. This is the beautiful, beautiful pottery oyster plate that I bought in this shop, and I have another one as well for when we have 12 oysters. And here's the first oyster. Here's the knife that I bought Stuart years ago. Here's the little vinaigrette that I need to pop the vinegar in. Bear with me a second. So I think there's supposed to be white wine or red wine. I haven't got that, I've just realised. So this is cider vinegar. So there's the shallots all ready. That'll do the job. So yeah, so there's that. Yeah, here comes number 2. Look at that beauty. When we went on our honeymoon in Thailand, we had the biggest oysters I have ever seen. There must have been the size of our Stuart's hands, no word of a lie. And I brought the shells back thinking I'd do something decorative or creative with them. And I forgot about them. They were in my luggage, wrapped up in my beach towel. And I can't remember how long it was because I'm not very fast at doing the unpacking after holiday. And when I found the beach towel with all the oysters in it, oh my god, the smell was absolutely horrific. I never did anything with them. They sat in the garden. Oh, have you just stabbed yourself? The things our Stuart does for me. Here we go, here's another one.
Poor Stuart's puncture wound.
Oh, poor Stuart, yeah, he has. He's punctured himself there. So what's that bit you're doing where you're scraping it underneath, Stuart?
Cutting this tendon here, so you can get it out.
So it just slops down your throat, is that the one? Do you want me to go get something for that?
What tissue?
Tissue, right, hang on. These tissues don't disintegrate. So that's perfect. I only buy Kleenex tissues because they do not disintegrate in the wash when you leave them in your pockets. nor they disintegrate in the tumble dryer. Top tip for everybody.
Under pressure, that's all.
Right, look at this. Beautiful. There's the 6 oysters, not a trace of blood in sight. Stuart's worked it out now, how to... what did you say about how you... oh, I've forgotten the words. You said...
Shook them.
Yeah, you have to shook them and you...
You apply a bit of pressure and then it releases because
Oh, he
it's,
said
it's a live muscle.
That's it. He said it clams up when you go into it, so because it's alive, and then eventually it gives up the ghost. And
So now's the repair. Super glue my wounds.
and look at this for the final flourish. Quite a nice afternoon. The wind has been behind us all day, which is okay. And we've been doing really good speeds. Between 7, 8, 9, 10 knots. We've even just skirted 11, depending on which bit of the wave we're on, coming up or down it. So we're making really good progress. We're trying to head to Concarneau. Not sure if we'll get there or whether we'll cut it short and end up in another port in the same kind of bay zone area thingy. That's about it. Just glad the sun's out. The sea's pretty colour instead of steely grey. Obviously, you can still see we have full wet weather gear on. It is not warm yet. Pretty morning, setting off from Benedict. Sun's just coming up at the back there. And that's the pretty river that we've been sitting on. Nice place. No one here, it's very touristy, summery. And because it's not touristy or summery yet, it's quite dead. But very pretty, very nice place. House prices reflect that. We already had a look. But yeah, just a real pretty river, bigger and better than what we expected, so it was nice to spend a couple of days here. A nice big flyover bridge there, but just all you can hear is birds. It's lovely. So we're headed today to... where are we going to? We're trying to go to Loch... no, not Loch. They're in Scotland. Port Toody, I think it's called, on Ile de Groix, which is on its way, if you take a diagonal line from where we are now down to near La Rochelle, it's on a diagonal line through there. So we're going to try and do a bit of island hopping and keep away from the main coast, because it's basically too much fanking on getting in and out of all the ports, and there's not much going on in any of these towns because they're so touristy, so everything's shut. And it's still freezing. I mean, you can see I've still got my hat on. It's 18th of April today, and it's freezing. We've got full wet weather gear on. Last night, even walking down town, we needed hat on, full length coat, it's not warm. It's not warm at all. So we're basically now going to head over as fast as we can to La Rochelle zone, and then get over Biscay into Spain, because we've had enough of the cold. We've just had a month of it, and it's cold. I had the electric blanket on again last night, so that's the plan for the moment. Let's see how we get on today. Light winds forecast, but that's good because it means it'll be quite stable and steady on the boat. It won't be rocking around and doing its usual, uppy downy thingy. So we'll see how we get on today and see where we end up tonight. Sun's just come up. It's just beautiful. This warship's been following us around this morning. We're just approaching the harbour of Sauzon in Belle-Île. It really looks like there's going to be nothing here when you approach from this angle. It just looks like a bunch of rocks and you think there's never going to be a harbour behind here. But there is, we can just see it opening out now. Right, so have you seen this carry-on? You can't, they don't have normal places for dinghies, so you have to park them at the bottom of some steps and climb up the harbour wall. I've just done it, shit myself. Hate the top bit, don't mind the ladder bit, but that top bit there where you have to get over. I'm looking forward to going down there after 2 winds. And there's the dinghy at the bottom. Now, the last time we did this 13 years ago, we forgot about the tide, so the dinghy was halfway up the wall as well by the time we got back. So, yeah.
Let's get some wine.
We're sailing from Belle-Île towards Nantes, and these are 2 little islands, Huat and Hodic, in front of us. Very nice, we've been there before. Very sort of wild and barren. And they've got lovely beaches. Obviously far too cold for that sort of thing at the moment. But we're just making our way gently along. We're just approaching Pornichet, which is near Nantes, but we've spent a week in Brittany and it's all been very quiet, all been very quaint. And I'm just going to show you what we're approaching, because this now looks like we're getting into Benidorm territory. Nice here on the left, cliffs, little houses. But then in front, we've got all these huge, what look like apartment blocks or hotels. I think they'll be apartment blocks. And this enormous bay of a beach. So we're hoping there's going to be some life in here later. Right, this manoeuvre was a manoeuvre and a half. We had come into the port, having been told where to go, and when we saw where we were going, it was just a nightmare. It was down a massive corridor of boats right at the bottom, and there was boats parked each side. they only had this one berth for us. We had no other options, and I'd already arranged to meet a friend here, so we had to try and get in, and the harbour master had to come out and help us with his boat. So he is pushing the bow round and stopping the bow from going out of control while Stuart's doing this, and it was awful. And Stuart said afterwards that it was the worst, most difficult parking manoeuvre he has ever had to do. And you'll see on the next clip how tight the berth is. It is an absolute miracle that we got in here, because it was such strong wind, and Stuart did an absolutely amazing job getting in. And then of course you can see there it's my responsibility to get off and get the lines on, and I'd got all the rope tangled round the canopy poles there, so I was absolutely fretting, thinking, oh my god, what am I going to do here? That bloke in the background is just stood there absolutely useless. I don't know what the hell he did. It was obviously some kind of spectator sport for him, but my god, did we have a huge sigh of relief when we got in here and got tied up. So well done, Stuart, it really did deserve that. Just look at the gap between the two boats. So how we come in here without twatting this guy's front with our back is a miracle. And to show you the other side where I had to jump off, a tiny little pontoon, but I managed to get the stern rope on and then sort out the others. But yeah, absolute palaver, and we had to have the harbour master come and push us round because there just wasn't enough room. Well, there wasn't enough room when there's a big strong wind, so the boat was going all over the place. And just to say, I've got today the most beautiful dessert that my friend Brittany brought me yesterday, and it is from a patisserie. He said it was a very fancy patisserie in La Baule, and it is Christophe Roussel. And just look at this beautiful box that it's come in. It's beautiful dark brown and gold box. I have attacked this yesterday evening. So here's this absolutely beautiful chocolate torte, and I'm having a lovely portion of it for dessert. So I'm very happy about that, because one of the things I was craving while we were mid-sea was exactly this type of chocolate cake, and of course Denis would never have known that. So that is very fortuitous that he's brought me exactly the cake that I was after. One of these beautiful rich chocolate cakes without the sort of flowery side of it. It's not cakey, it's more like that dense, moussey cakey. So he's just going, oh yeah, put him back in, there we go. He just needs to find a nice place in the fridge. And there we are, dessert. That's what is left of the cake. It is the most beautiful cake. Can't stop thinking about it. I need to go find out what it was. Perhaps go on their website and see if I can find that anywhere else in France, because that was an absolute beauty. Absolute beauty. So I'm just washing that down with a little cup of coffee, and I just wanted to show you that I've brought my I've brought 2 espresso cups on board. I have got the espresso maker. This is just normal coffee from this morning that is left over. But I do like having the right cups and glasses and stuff, so I have got quite a range of bits on board. Stuart goes mad at me for bringing all this stuff, because he'd just have like 1 tin beaker or something. But I like having a range of stuff. So yeah, just got to use my little espresso cup, because it's nice and calm, and because I can. Just having a little drink after our sail into Port Joinville on Ile de Yeux. It looks absolutely beautiful, and it's been the cheapest port so far. But we think we're going to stay here for a couple of days, and then we think we're going to go straight over Biscay from here. Here, it's a unique island in the middle of nowhere, like the sea, and you can only get on by boat or helicopter. So we just said, no, let's stay here on the different place. So that's the plan so far.
And tomorrow we might even get the bikes out. Ha ha!
Yes, I noticed there are cycle tracks around the island, so I've given him the heads up to get the bikes out of the locker. Yeah, giving Pooh Stewart the heads up that the bikes are going to need making up. First of all, getting out the locker, then getting off on the pontoon, making up, da-de-da. So I'm sure we'll have fun doing that tomorrow. We did get the bikes out and go on a ride, but most of the footage looked like this. Our Stuart in front, so his orange big bag on the back, so it's not that interesting to watch. And then the camera, for some reason I manoeuvred the camera and it went like the other way around, like in the portrait instead of landscape, so it went a bit dodgy, and the footage just isn't very good. And ultimately the bike ride wasn't that good because we never came across a single bar or cafe or anything the whole way around. So it was alright. I have to say, I'm not quite sure what the fuss is about with the island after doing that bike ride. Don't quite get it. I don't know if we're missing something, but it was alright. But I'll have to up my game on the cycling footage for next time we go out.